Good, whatever time of the day it is you are listening to us. This is the PNA Podcast Express, episode C0, Roman numeral 4B3, bingo.
Alpha.
Yes.
Always should end in alpha.
Omega.
Probably.
He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. PNA Podcast Express. Email us at pineapplenippleasshole podcastexpress@gmail.com. So PNA, I was doing the phonetics. Although I do have to secure that alphabet, that email for pineapple nipple.
I think it might be secured by the time this airs. So
yeah,
let's.
So you can also email us at pineapplenippleasshole@gmail.com or PNA Podcast Express @gmail.com. Now that we have that out of the way, it's time to kick off another episode. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It is. It's a great Tuesday, unless you're not listening on a Tuesday, and then whatever day it is you're listening, I hope it's a happy day.
We are live right now, but by the time you listen, hopefully we're still alive, but these words will have been spoken, and the vibrations that the sounds make will be forever into the zeitgeist of the world.
Wow, that's really deep. I'm a little verklempt from that.
You know me. So it's a lot of interesting things been going on lately. We have some working out for some merchandise, in case you haven't seen that. Some demand for it. We're coming up with some different designs, different slogans, different everything. Trying to, of course, farm out and get our supplier, Stoliker's Custom Designs, our buddy Mike Stoliker and his business, to produce some merch for us. And you've made some great prototypes here. They look fantastic.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about them. They're a very good first run.
Yeah.
And a quality product, I believe.
So I was wearing my mask. I went to the Cass City's a local town here, football game, because we work for a sports, radio and also an internet broadcast company. And I was at the Cass City game. I was wearing my mask, and somebody asked me what it was, and they said they'll have to check it out. I'm like, yeah, I know a guy who's a big part of it. I didn't say that it was me. So.
Well, it's kind of hard to admit that you know yourself.
Yeah, I know a guy. Well, intimately, I guess. Just listen to episode 2. Drink.
So, I'm going to kick us off here.
All right.
Because I had an epiphany the other day.
An epiphany. That's a $2 word, too.
Yeah. So I was at work, and somebody mentioned to me, we were harassing each other, and the guy says, well, the door swing both ways.
Oh.
And I said, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
I said, find one door here that swings both ways. Because they don't. In general, unless it's going into like a commercial kitchen,
or it's one of those
old-timey
saloons from back in the day with the little swingers.
Those don't. I mean, other than that, when have you encountered a door
that swings
both
ways?
Because it takes a special hinge and everything.
Yeah.
And a whole different type of door frame.
I'm a fan of pocket doors, actually.
Oh, yeah. They don't take up any room.
No, they're beautiful. It's an engineering marvel. But
if you're angry and go to like leave a room with a slam,
it's hard to slam a pocket door.
You're going to have to like slam it, and then it's going to bounce halfway open, and you got to like get it back shut.
Slamming a pocket door just makes you look like the jackass you are, I feel like.
Yeah. So
it's just going to bump right back into you.
But pocket doors don't swing at all.
No.
So that's
another
no validity
to the door swings both ways.
Yeah.
What is that? What is up with it? The door swings both ways.
Well, and I know the meaning behind it is
right.
You came in that way, you can leave that way.
That's right.
But that door does not swing both ways. So if you're telling somebody, oh, the door swings both ways, you're just an idiot.
Yeah, just don't use that phrase.
No.
Yeah.
Just say, don't let the door hit you in the ass.
That's right.
Much better.
That's what
vernacular.
One of my coworkers, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, is what he would always say. And so swings both. So pocket doors, though. A good pocket door, I don't know why. My house has 0 pocket doors, and it kind of bums me out now that I think about it.
My old office had a pocket door in it.
Yeah.
Loved it. 2 pocket doors, actually.
I walked into a friend's house one time, and they're like, this room has no damn door on it. And I looked, and I just pushed it in a little bit, and it sprung back out, and he's like, what the shit? I'm like, it's a pocket door. He's like, what the hell's a pocket door? I'm like, this is a pocket door. He's like, so there was a door on here the whole time?
It goes in the pocket.
That's right. He's got a little pocket.
But,
good thing he didn't have a Murphy bed. He would never would have gotten any sleep.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of, like, the old-timey looking barn doors, too, that, like, are on the track that
Yeah.
I had one of those at my old office too. That was awesome.
That's pretty freaking neat.
Unfortunately, I do not have a door in my house that would qualify to put one of those on.
Man, that's a bummer, too.
It is. I'm not excited about that.
I
but
could probably put one of those from my hallway to my kitchen, but there's currently no door there. It doesn't seem like a door should go there. You know, my house was built in the 60s, and so it's a very closed floor plan. I love a more open floor plan. You know, cathedral ceilings, pass-throughs and stuff. Not walls, man. Walls are just terrible. Walls just box us in all the time, man.
I think that's a matter of we always want what we don't have.
Yeah.
Because our house is very open. You
Yeah.
know, the living room, kitchen, dining room, it's all like one big space.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish there was more separation.
When you're in when it's midnight and you're raiding the refrigerator, you kind of wish that everybody and their brother couldn't see you doing it.
Yeah, well, it's just, you know, it's one of those things that you sit there and if I lived in a house that was more closed in, I'd be like, man, I wish this was more open.
So it's
I
right.
had
This
that
is
feeling.
grass is always greener, right?
It is.
That's so many people I talk to. Like, for me, you know, I've been divorced for over 5 years now, and a lot of people have said to me, "Well, it must be nice living a single life." I'm like, dude, try it sometime. I'd take back the freaking married life in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
I have to make so many decisions, and it's disheartening because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, and that's the case for most people. And
Right.
usually when you have two people, neither one of them know what they're doing, but at least you have company
But at least
not
somebody.
knowing.
But at least if you're married, you have a wife to tell you what you should be doing.
Right. But, like in my house, it's usually, hey, Mary, should we do this? And she'll say, yeah, go ahead. And then it's a bad decision on my part to go ahead with it.
It reminds me of
But-
Step Brothers when they make the bunk beds. Why would you let us do this?
Yeah, it's kind of that scenario. But,
Why would you let us do this?
you know, there's not for either one of us, there's not a big voice of reason in the house.
It's very strange, me being a professional. I do have a professional job. I wish I didn't. Well, I'm happy I do, but I wish I could do things like this as my job.
Right.
But so I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm saying the corporate world can chew you up and spit you out in a hurry, and I feel like a lot of mastications occurred in my rear end at this point. So
Yeah.
getting a little tired of it. But the thing is nobody keeps me in check. Like my house is so absurd. Like I've got stand-up old video games in my garage is loaded with them. I have two TVs, two big 55-inch TVs in my living room, looking for a third because I have NFL Sunday Ticket, so I have two receivers so I can watch two different games. And just like everything else about my house is just absurd. It's a bachelor pad deluxe. Like my kids love it. My kids absolutely love it, but it's a little weird because nobody keeps me in check. Nobody tells me I can't do something.
Well, my big project right now is I'm building a guitar wall
Yeah.
in my house.
Yeah.
And it's going to be twofold. It's going to be for storage
Mm-hmm.
of guitars because I've just got too many of them. But it also
Whoa,
will
whoa,
be
whoa, whoa,
decorative.
whoa, 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 whoa. You can never have too many guitars.
I opened a guitar case a couple months ago.
And you forgot you had?
and I thought it was empty, and it had a guitar in it that I don't know
You're like,
when I got it.
I don't know how this even came into my life.
I mean, I vaguely remembered it.
Right.
You know, and it's not a bad guitar or anything. It's just one that I didn't play.
See, and now my next goal is I own the Marshall Half Stack. I have a couple guitars. I have a bass guitar. I want to get a drum set and just basically set up in a bigger bass amp and basically just set up into one corner of my basement a whole band setup, 3-piece band setup. So anybody that comes over, I never wants to jam, like, shit's in the basement. Just go hammer away on it.
Yeah, I wanted to get it spray foamed.
Yeah.
My pole barn this, but with everything that was going on, I couldn't get it done.
Right.
But I would like to build a full studio out there that is
Yeah.
a band studio because I've got a drum set hanging out there.
Right.
I've got bass equipment and bass guitar. I've got more guitars than I need. I've got amps galore. It'd be nice to have a spot to showcase all that. So all this work I put into the guitar wall, it may turn into,
Yeah.
well, I have enough guitars to cover that and put enough out in the garage. To make
And
it
of course,
worthwhile.
my goal too. I have that one large room upstairs. I want to make a recording studio, not for music, but for the podcast realm.
Right.
Because right now we're coming to you from our undisclosed location. We always record this podcast from. It's just kind of what we do now.
Yeah.
It's become a real
Tradition.
big part of what we do.
Yeah.
And we still want to have our live podcast. We're very much looking forward to it, but with restrictions and everything going on, we had to, of course, push back the initial announced one, and we'll announce that date when it firms up a little bit more. But just know we do want to have the live podcast. We want to get some people, some of our fans, some of our listeners, the chance to interact, come out, be part of it, and build some more enthusiasm because we need this thing to grow. Share. If you listen to our podcast and love it, share it with someone.
Yeah, and if you hate it, share it with someone you don't like.
Exactly. That's my favorite line. If
you know,
yeah.
They don't have to be. You don't have to be friendly with them. You can be like, "Oh, this is going to take an hour of your life away. You're never
Screw
going to
this
get back."
asshole. Yeah, and you feel a little bit of retribution there. That you got some of that. You know, I just made him waste an hour of his time. But maybe the joke's on you that they're such a terrible human being that they actually like what we do. Because let's face it. I mean, we have a low common denominator. I feel like.
Yeah. We pander to a to a crowd that might not be considered premium in the realm of intellectuality, but
right.
we also pander to a crowd that is exactly opposite of that.
Yeah, and not to belittle any of our listeners, they're all great and fantastic. But we're not exactly trying for highbrow things here. This isn't a show that's going to teach you how to get out of debt in 3 easy steps or any shit like that.
No, in fact, it would probably encourage debt.
Yeah, we do. Oh, of course, bigger, faster, harder. The grass is always greener.
Buy shirts, buy masks,
buy
whatever.
merch. Send us money. Still, the offer's out there for $5. I will say your name on air, and for $5 more, I will say up to 50 words that you write down, but I will not say them in the order in which you present them to me.
On that note.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that do not know a millionaire.
Really?
But if they all sent us money, they could.
That's very true.
So keep that in mind when you're buying merch. You're putting us that much closer to making you somebody that knows a millionaire. Yeah.
That might be the smartest thing you've said ever on this podcast.
It's a special thing.
It is very special.
Yeah. You could be a part of that just by sending us money.
You could be a huge part of that.
I would think everybody's pretty excited. There's probably I hope that there's somebody having that aha moment that
right.
Well, I was going to pay off my house, but I want to know a millionaire.
That's right. So help us out. And we're sitting at the top. So it's a funnel. You know, you funnel your wealth to us.
Right. It's an inverted pyramid scheme.
That's right. Absolutely.
With absolutely no product whatsoever.
Yeah.
Except for shirts.
You know, if you wanted to send us a decent donation, we will gladly put you down as part of this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's for sale, man.
You know, I was thinking maybe we could have somebody sponsor 30 seconds of a dog whistle blowing just to drive your neighbor's dog nuts.
That'd be 30 seconds of a dog. That is the first ad spot I want to sell. That is brilliant. We will do 30 seconds of, let's say 15 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, we don't want to overdo it. You can kill a bit like that real fast.
Yeah, so it's going to be dead air, of course, for the non-canine listeners.
Yeah.
So
if you do happen to hear it, you are probably some type of wolf person. You know, can't say wolf man, but you might be some kind of wolf person.
And we want to hear from you. So email us at Pablo November Alpha PNA podcastexpress@gmail.com. If you can hear our first spot, which is going to be 15 to 20 seconds of a dog whistle, but if you're a humanoid and you can hear it, we want to know.
If you can tell us, we will play it for a specific amount of time.
Yeah.
And if you can hear it and tell us exactly how long we played it for,
yeah,
we'll send you a free shirt.
This is kind of like when you go to a place and they have a candy dish and it's loaded with, say, I don't know, Hershey's Kisses or god-awful peppermints or something. Like, guess how many are inside?
Yeah, and this will be guess how long the dog whistle played for. Now,
Right.
the dead air might not be all dog whistles, so, we're going to throw you a curveball. This isn't going to be easy. It's going to be like 16.9 seconds, something along
It's going to
that
be
line.
there's going to be a decimal place.
Yeah.
There's going to be a decimal place, and you're going to have to be plus or minus 0, basically.
Yeah, you're going to have to be right on. We're talking a shirt.
Yeah, this is a shirt. This is huge. The stakes are high.
Probably a dry fit,
Yeah.
nice shirt. We're not talking, we're just going to give you some off-the-rack Fruit of the Loom with a sticker on the front of it. You're going to get a decent shirt.
I like this idea. You are rolling today with fantastic fucking ideas, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised my mind is working this well.
It's like, wow. I think we've switched places. This is very unmeta.
Well, let's face it.
No, I never have good ideas.
I'm usually the idea guy.
You probably... So our friend JB, friend of the show, past guest, has stopped by just to hang out with us. Hi, JB.
Sir Philip. Adam.
How do you feel about an undisclosed time sponsored dog whistle playing?
Dog whistle what?
Playing. Like, we'll play a dog whistle for an undisclosed amount of time.
Somebody, if you can hear it, and you're a person, of course, and you can guess how much time exactly to the decimal point, we will give you a T-shirt.
How much time it was played for?
Yes.
Yeah. Like we might do 20 seconds of downtime, but sometime between 0 and 20 seconds, we're going to play a dog whistle.
It might be
Sponsored by someone.
we need a sponsor for this, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We can't dog whistle for free.
No, hell no. You can't give away. That is a product. We give you this product for free. That is a product that cannot be for free.
No.
It's an interesting. I can say I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued on how close somebody can get. So I say do it.
Yeah.
This will happen. So if you
You just
want to
gotta find a
sponsor us-
sponsor now.
That's right. You can either email us at PNA Podcast Express. That's Pablo Noel Alpha again.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Alpha.
PNA Podcast. Or you can. The new one we'll secure is pineapple nipple asshole at gmail.com.
I love that one.
Yeah.
So I know the people at home can't see this, but I gotta show this to JB.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
He's stripping
God.
over here. Yes.
Oh, you got a shirt. Good, whatever time of the day it is. P&A pot. How do I get one of those?
Well, we can arrange that. Look, I also have a new shirt here, and this is the one I will be wearing.
Make good choice. That is your slogan.
Yeah.
Yes, that fits you very well.
Yeah. So
I don't make good choices.
Maybe
Well,
you
that's-
need a shirt as a reminder.
that's evidence. Maybe you can look down. We need to print his upside down so we can look
Yeah.
down at it to remember.
And like towards the bottom hem so he can pull it up and be like, oh, yep.
But just make sure you actually put it the right way that I can read it, okay?
Yeah.
Or else he'll just walk
Is
around
there-
confused all day.
Is there a right way that you can read it?
No. I have a subpar reading level skills, I'll admit it. English was my worst subject.
I know, we speak it every day.
Poorly.
Poorly.
No, we don't speak English. We speak American.
You have a tenuous grasp upon the English language, it appears.
You know, I had a guy that used to come over and work with us from Poland, and he says to me one day, he says, speak to me like you normally would because I need to learn how to speak American.
It's a whole different
It is.
language.
Yeah, he says, he goes, you don't speak like I've learned it. And so he was really into like slang words too.
Yeah.
He wanted to know what every slang word was.
I had a foreign exchange student from Germany, and we came over. He was the same way, and he would say something. I'm like, "What are you saying?" Like, and he'd say it in like a proper sentence and everything. Like that makes no sense. Well, then he would like draw it or whatever he was describing. Like, oh, we say that like this, and he's like, "Why?" I'm like, I don't know. I grew up with it
Idioms-
like that. Like
yeah.
it's like you said, slang, acronyms, stuff like that.
Idioms do not translate well either. Sometimes people that speak foreign languages learning English have a hard time grasping idioms because that's, as indicated, I mean, there's something very specific to what we do.
Well,
You
then
know,
he went and he was in Texas or Arizona, like something like that, a few years later for college.
Yeah.
And he said they speak a completely different slang down there. He
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
it was trying to relearn
Garo-
English all over again.
Guaranteed. So that's the biggest thing. When I lived in Seattle, they always said I had an accent. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking?
Yeah.
They talked exactly the same way I did. I couldn't detect any accent from them, but they insisted that I had a Midwest accent. I'm like, if anything, maybe Canadian. I draw out my out and about, because
When
we
you
live
put
so
your boots
close.
on?
Yeah, because we listen.
We
live-
interact with Canada
yeah,
so much.
constantly. Unfortunately, we have so many Canadians we interact with every single day because they're just ubiquitous.
Well, I can't
Unfortunately.
believe my new job, the owner actually lives in Canada, so
Yeah.
we talk to Canada every day. And you believe that they're in Ontario, which they say is just like, New York, Michigan, stuff like that, the resemblance, but they have an accent, it's wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And then you get over in Quebec, and it's like, whoa.
They're very passionate about their Tim Hortons up there too.
Yeah.
I say over because where we're at in Michigan, it's technically over, but
Yeah.
for most people, it's up.
Well, we're probably north of most of the population of Canada.
We really are because Toronto is actually south of us.
So is
geographically.
Montreal.
Yeah, so is Montreal. Yeah,
So is Sarnia, which is the big port next to Port Huron.
Right.
Windsor.
and mind you, Canada is almost the same geographical square mile amount that the United States is, with 1/10 of the population. That blows my fucking mind.
Well, if you go very far north in Canada,
There's nothing
it
but snow.
sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really sucks.
I actually have distant relatives. My mom knows them. I've met them a
Yeah.
couple times. They live in Alberta or somewhere
Yeah.
up there, and they live in the northern part. And they said coming down here, this would be overpopulated for
Yeah.
that area.
Even
And
here,
where we live is a very rural
We're at
area.
Podunk Deckerville would be overpopulated to them. They'd be like, "Oh shit, that's the big city, eh?"
Well, how we're like for where I am, I'm 20 minutes from Walmart, Meijer,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They said it's an hour and a half to get to that.
Yeah,
It's
well-
a half an hour just to get to your local grocery store.
They, my brother went fishing at a place up in Canada where they literally take you in on a plane because there's no
My
roads.
dad's done that too, and
No
it's cool.
roads to get there, And so, you get there and there's no grocery shopping. There's
Right.
nothing. You take everything in with you. And they were there for a week, and towards the end, they're kind of like, oh, we probably better slow down eating some of this stuff or catch a whole bunch more fish. 'Cause
We better ration
My
this
dad
out.
went
Yeah.
caribou hunting one time, and they had to drive all the way up there, and it was you stopped and got gas whenever you seen a
could.
gas station
Yeah.
because you didn't know when the next one was. Well, they went with guides and stuff, and they said, you better get it because it's going to be 300 miles before we
And that's-
stop again.
There's some spots in the Upper Peninsula, the UP of Michigan, like that too, where they say if you've got a gas stop, you should probably take it.
well,
Right after the bridge. You always get gas at the bridge
St. Ignace,
because
yeah.
if you're going east, it's, there's Manistee and stuff, but
Yeah.
that might not be open.
Well, I had that happen one time. Drove straight through to over to North Dakota,
Ugh.
a place called Tower City, North Dakota, which is like an hour in from Fargo. And, it's a 19-hour drive, and we drove it straight through. So towards the end of that drive, when we were in Minnesota, we had a stretch where there was just nothing. Unfortunately, we had a vehicle that we had a big propane tank on to run the vehicle and
Yeah.
its gas tank, but we ran out of propane, and then we were starting to get pretty low on gas. And, I mean, it was a little bit scary because it's like 2 in the morning, and we finally made it to our hotel, but I mean, the light had come on and there's nothing open.
Well, you talk about people driving. My parents left at 3 o'clock this morning for Florida. When I walked in the door, just got off the phone with them. They're in Florida. Like, they were mile marker 2 when I talked to them. He said, we just crossed the border. I got to let you go.
intense.
They left at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're
So in
hardcore.
14 hours, they made it down to Florida already, and they said they would be at Cocoa Beaches where they stay in about by 9 o'clock.
That's hardcore, man. They really wanted to
Dang.
get out of the shitty weather, didn't they?
Well, my dad did. My mom not so much. She's more of a home bird.
Yeah.
He likes to go south, and they're
Yeah.
and so credit. And he used to drive truck, so I always knew like he could make great time. And I drove down with him a couple times before. I did it once. I think we were 2 hours behind him. I thought I drove pretty hard.
Did he make you take a leak in a Gatorade bottle? No
Yes!
stops. No
Yes!
stops.
He made me do that once. But when I drove down there, I went with a couple friends, and by a couple friends I mean 3 girls. So that was a blast of a week. And
We'll tell that story next time.
yeah, we'll tell that story next time. And we left at 3 o'clock or about noon, and we were down there early the next morning, 8, 9 o'clock. We pulled into our resort, so we made pretty good time too.
That's good. I'm not a big I fly places. I don't do long drives. I've told people this forever. They're like, what do you mean you don't do long drives? I'm like, if it's more than 10 hours, I'm not freaking doing it. I'm going to fly.
It saved so much money.
I'm a
why we
grown-ass
did it.
man. I'll fly.
I'm kind of one way or the other. I'm either like just super road warrior, like let's just get it done,
Yeah.
20 hours, who cares? Or I'm like, man, I don't really feel like driving to Port Huron. That's 45 minutes.
For me, driving to work seems daunting, and that's 30 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, that's 30 minutes where I got to, like, pay attention.
See, I agree with that. Like, 40,
That's the biggest problem with me, though, is
driving a half hour, 40 minutes for something around here. It's like, God, that's a far drive.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, like, driving to Florida, I'm like, let's do it. 18 hours, I can make it there because then you're there for a week. It's not like you're just going somewhere for an hour or two.
Right.
You're there for a week, so it's a big reward. But now, like, you can fly out of Flint to, I think it's Sanford down there for like $125 round trip.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. And you're there in
can't.
2.5 hours. You've wasted 4 hours of the day by the time you're at the airport for an hour and a half ahead of time and you get somewhere.
you know what was fantastic is I used to work for a bank around here, and they had a private jet.
Oh, you lucky.
And I'd literally board that jet at 6 in the morning. I would be landed in Sanford at like 8:09, and it was the same every time.
Yeah.
And it was just an unbelievably quick flight. I'd be at the bank working by 8:30. I'd leave at around 4, and I was actually back home at my house by like 7 o'clock at night. So I'd work the whole day in Florida.
Yeah.
The worst part was we did that once when it was like minus 19 here. And I get to Florida, and it's just like,
75.
oh, it was hotter than that. It was like unseasonably
It was a
hot.
90-degree day down there.
And I was down there for the day because they were putting in some data lines into a new bank. No air conditioning or anything yet. I mean, hell, the thing barely had walls on the inside.
Right.
And so I'm just in there just
Sweating your
dying.
nuts off,
Oh,
yeah.
it was terrible. And then
coming home to negative 20
I mean,
degrees.
Yeah.
between me and you, if this podcast ever does take off and this is our job, I would move to Florida instead and do this shit.
Where the hell's my invite?
You can come down, shit.
Yeah.
You're always welcome.
We'll have an extra room, I'm sure, somewhere.
I'm crashing with you guys. Screw that.
Get us some sponsors then, and then you
We
can
could
be a
probably
part
bring
of this.
Princess Warrior, too.
Oh, there you go. She'll entertain us.
I don't know if you want to entertain that way.
She's
You know how to juggle?
She's got stories, I bet.
I bet she does.
Probably does.
She really does.
Name is confidential, guys. Name is confidential.
Yours isn't.
Yours isn't. No. So yeah.
If you can
I don't
figure,
know how-
if you can figure it out, props to you.
I think.
Interesting segue.
I think. Do we want to do that one in this podcast, or do we want to talk about that in the quick trip? That might be a
I'd
better.
say let's hit that in a quick trip.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got something for the quick trip right now.
Yeah.
And that's the most pre-show meeting we've fucking ever had.
During a show,
Yeah,
even.
during the show. So thanks for being part of that, listeners. I know you're probably yelling at your device giving us ideas right now because I've told that kind of the vibe we've gone with for this podcast. This is, of course, a podcast about nothing, but we also want it to seem like we're in a bar. Oh, wait, we are. Having a conversation with you, our listeners. So I've had numerous people give me feedback that they actually talk to us like they're part of the conversation.
Yeah,
while they're
well,
doing it.
I mean, they might as well be because
Yeah.
we're barely part of the conversation.
Don't worry,
so-
we're insane. We're just as insane as you are, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, I really view this as I'm kind of talking to myself every week.
Yeah.
With noise in the background, which is Phil.
You sound like my ex-wife.
I see the resemblance.
Yeah, I don't look. No, you don't look like my ex. So,
I was trying to give you a compliment, Adam.
so
Yeah, I don't know how to take any of this.
so last week's podcast, one of the things we were told afterwards in our post-show meeting is we should stress the size of our feet more, and I don't know how to take that.
You guys got
Well,
big feet, too.
Yeah, I'm size 14. She's 13. So.
I'm a 12.
There you go. Maybe
you know
that's our next podcast, the Bigfoot podcast.
Yeah, that could be. We could just talk about.
You know what my favorite Bigfoot quote is? Believe in yourself even if no one else does.
Yeah. I also like.
I got a quote.
I like that one too.
I got a quote to share for you guys, but I'm going to save it for off air because I don't know how appropriate it
No,
actually
anything.
is.
As long as,
I always
No,
check.
I'm not saying it because I'm not getting people that I know listen to this
All
to
right.
like start harassing me about it. So just
okay.
this is an off air, and then if you guys
Have
want
you
to use
listened
it,
to episode 2, Drink? I bare my soul, so I think you could bear a little bit of
no. If you guys want to use it, you can,
All right.
Okay.
but without acknowledging where
So
you got it
in
from.
the quick trip, we'll have an uncredited quote from where we got it from. You can fill in the blanks as to where it came from.
Yeah.
folks.
And you can email us about it.
Yeah.
At pineapplenippleasshole@gmail.com.
If you guess it right, you get a free shirt.
Hey, by the way, make a note. We need to secure that email after we're done recording.
Yeah, I'm getting that set up and going right
That's
now.
pineapplenippleasshole@gmail.com.
That'll probably break the Google bot. He'll be like, does not compute.
Google would be like, not allowed. They'll slam the front door on you.
Actually, a bunch of alarms, bells, and whistles will go off because they've been waiting for years upon years for someone to secure that exact email. That's the prize winner.
It's going
You
to trigger
track-
something in the FBI system. Pineapple nipple asshole has been email address. Figure out who they are now.
As Adam types furiously over there. I love it. I love it so much.
Are you creating it right now?
Yeah.
Of course he is. Live interaction with us, yeah. Oh, what else? You know,
Phil,
That username is not allowed.
so don't email it then. Oh, shit.
pineapplenippleasshole@gmail.com is no longer valid, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Do not email us at Pineapple Nipple Asshole.
But you can
try.
email us at pineapplenippleassholeexpress, podcastexpress@gmail.com.
No, I think it's too long. Is it too long? Is that what it is?
No, because pineapple nipple arsehole is available.
Let's use that one then.
We're going with that one.
Pineapple nipple arsehole. Arsehole. That's ARS hole.
You got to say it with a British accent, though.
Pineapple nipple arsehole.
Was that British?
I think so.
That might have been bordering on being Irish.
Well, his accent, yes, but I think arse comes from the British language.
Yeah, that's a British slang for asshole. You're being a fucking asshole. Sorry, kids. Hey, I'm only up to 4 so far. F-bombs.
Yeah, you're doing all right tonight.
Count the amount. I have a counter.
We need to get like a tally board, and every time he hits 5, he's got to buy somebody a shot.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with these
It's like
terms.
a swear jar. Put $1
Yeah.
in. Shot's about $4?
So that's what my kids over the weekend are like, Dad, you swear a lot. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
And that's when you go, holy shit, I actually do. Fuck, god damn it.
I always tell them, you ain't heard shit.
It's like the Jeff Dunham with Peanut.
Yeah.
Stop, there's kids here. Fuck, shit, god damn, oh, fuck.
So sometimes when my kids either really disappoint me or get on my nerves, I just tell them that they were more their mother's idea than mine. So,
But they take after you, don't they?
oh, they're very much so much.
I've said it before, but I'll mention it again. I've told my kids that I have a favorite.
Yeah.
I just don't tell them which one it is, so that they're constantly battling over my affection.
They're duking it out over there.
Yeah.
Dad loves me more. No, he loves me more.
My kids already have drawn the short straw of the genetic lottery, I feel like, because I'm their father. So
Oh, God, no. I
really-
got you beat on this one.
I really don't want to rub it in. They're smart, but they have a lot of issues, and that is purely coming from me, I know. So I love that Adam's still working on it over here. So this is good radio. Theater of the mind at home. Adam is sitting here typing while looking at his phone, trying to secure pineapple nipple arsehole at gmail.com. Sorry we couldn't do asshole. That's the last time we will use that phrase. Now it's always going to be pineapple nipple arsehole.
So no Podcast Express at the end of that, just pineapple nipple arsehole
Arsehole.
at gmail.com.
I expect to get hundreds of emails on this.
And if
line.
we don't, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well,
I'm blaming
just-
it on Phil.
Here's what I want. What I want. When you go to the top of your bar to create a new email, in the to field, when you type P and then I, it should automatically autofill the pineapple nipple arsehole.
Yeah.
That's how often you need to be emailing
Right.
us.
Yeah. And about good stuff, too. I mean, we need to raise the bar on the level of emails we'll accept.
Yeah.
We're going to start filtering them through.
I'm going to raise that bar to anything. So
It can be a blank email for all Adam cares.
Send us a picture of your dog. We don't care. And actually get his head cocked like the RCA dog because he's going to be listening to the sponsored dog whistle. It's going to be great when we can say the blah, blah sponsored dog whistle.
right, yeah. I don't care if you type out the entire email in the subject line. We will take it right now.
I love people that do that shit.
Me not so much, but
Yeah.
right now we'll take them.
Yeah.
They're Peyton Manning
If you
approved
ask
over
me,
there.
the subject line is about pointless emails.
We're very, here's a typical Phil day. He'll have a thought. He'll be sending an email at work, and it'll be so much in the body, and then he'll go to send it like, your email does not contain a subject. And I'll just write, fuck, in the subject and send it off. And you know what? My coworkers expect that from me. It doesn't even faze them anymore.
As
I love
shouldn't.
it.
Yeah.
As it shouldn't.
Because really, the subject is like, why do I want to put in there what this is about when you're going to read an email
That's right.
and figure out what it's about?
Like, I like to be vague in the subject just to draw intrigue. It's suspenseful. Like, I know what you did last summer. Or I know, like pictures of you naked or something in the subject line.
So if you receive an email from us, it will come up as pineapple nipple. is the
Pineapple nipple arsehole at gmail.com is one way to that's one of our handles. Also, PNA, the letters PNA, Podcast Express at gmail.com.
Yes.
Phonetically, that's where pineapple nipple arsehole came from. But
Yeah.
we
no, it can't. Pineapple nipple asshole
well,
came
we-
from it,
we
but then
don't
we
wanna
couldn't use asshole.
confuse our
Because
listeners.
we adapted and we overcame.
We did.
Because we are problem solvers.
Yeah.
Strategically, when it comes to debauchery, we are your problem solvers. We are your debauchery Sherpas.
It might not
Yeah.
be the right answer that you need, but we'll figure something
We
out.
will get you to the crest of the debaucherous Alps.
It's not the answer you need, it's the answer you deserve.
That's right.
That's what we provide.
That's
you.
another shirt idea.
That might be.
Not the answer you need, but the answer you deserve.
Well, really, the whole podcast. It's not the podcast you need, but
Right.
it is the podcast you deserve.
That's kind of like
it's a relatable podcast.
Like somebody asked me the other day, they're like, well, how's things going with this and that? How's the ladies scene? I'm like, well, it's actually prison sex terms in my life lately. And they're like, prison sex? I'm like, yeah, basically all the sex you want, but not the sex you need.
Oh, boy. Unfortunately, I feel that that's very accurate for you.
Yeah, I quit. Earlier this summer I was doing that, and it wasn't very fulfilling or enjoyable. So,
For the better.
yeah, and I need to hop out of the gene pool anyway, so
Yeah.
it's really there are
You've done enough
there
damage.
are no losers in this scenario.
Yeah, you've done enough
That's for
damage.
sure. We don't need any more little Phils.
It's a zero-sum game, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, really, if the human race practiced culling, it would probably fall along that line. So you're just saving somebody a lot of trouble.
Anybody got anything for my friend is a dick and here's why? My friend is a dick and here's why. I can tell you my boss is a dick and here's why.
Oh, well, let's go there.
He called me a liar in a meeting with everybody in it last week over something he didn't understand before I got a chance to explain it.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch! That's kind of harsh.
I did not sit well with Phil.
Is this your new boss?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. I am not happy about it.
that's understandable.
So if you'd like to sponsor My Friend is a Dick and Here's Why,
Excuse
and
me.
rescue Phil from the salt mines of engineering.
That burp tasted like jalapenos and PBR.
Huh.
Rescue me from engineering. Thank you. That should be a campaign.
Yes. Rescue Phil.
I'm very scattered today. I apologize. My attention span is maybe 15 to 20 seconds. A lot happened today. I mean, the culmination of the shit with my boss, my credit score went up, and I don't get to go do the game on Friday. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
having a
fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
Like,
So
screw you, MHSA. And it's not so much MHSA, but damn you, Ford Field.
I
Like,
know.
why couldn't we host this outside? We've done it this
Well-
far in January.
Ford Field is bigger than some outsides.
Damn.
I mean, let's face it.
You can fit 60,000 people in there.
Ford Field is bigger than some outside.
You can fit 60,000 people in Ford Field, and they're not allowing more than 2,000 people.
That's I feel very Men in Black, where there's just a universe in a fucking locker and somewhere at a transit center, and we don't
Yeah.
even realize it. Like, Ford Field is much bigger than that snow globe that houses a whole...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, here's a thought. We were just talking about, people funding stuff, and it brought to my head GoFundMe. What if you started GoFuckYourself.com, and people could pay you to, go fuck yourself?
Go fuck yourself!
Like,
You know how
go,
rich I would be?
just dig yourself a 4-foot hole and go walk into it.
Yeah. When you get enough money, you just, all right, I'll go fuck myself.
Like you got $50 to do this, $100 to do this, $200 to do this, and when they hit that amount, all right, videotape yourself doing it. There you go.
Yeah, you could,
Post it on your website.
I'd sit there and rattle one of those cattle bells.
So go
and-
fuck yourself. There is a site, and it's gfy.com is what it breaks down to. And it just says fucking around in business discussion. It looks like just a chat kind of page thing where you can...
Well,
Discussion
we could,
board.
We
Yeah.
could start one
Thank
just.
you.
We could start one just for you.
Okay.
Called and we could get around the censorship that we just experienced with our pineapple nipple arsehole
Yeah.
email, but we could have Go Fornicate Phil.
Phil's intrigued.
Oh, I like that.
GoFornicatePhil.com or .org if we decide to make it a nonprofit that we profit
So
off
there,
of.
I missed the boat on a couple big business opportunities when I was younger. One of them was,
AKA, you fucked up.
yeah, when I lived in Seattle, I wanted to start a business that just sent basically a turd to somebody that you don't like. Kind of like the opposite of if you care enough to send the very best, send flowers or whatever. The opposite, send a fucking piece of shit to somebody.
Like, you fucked me over last week.
And I
Here's a
wanted to
shit
start.
for you.
I had a big
Yeah.
rant on it. It was part of my Tight Five back when I did comedy, as a matter of fact, in Seattle and stand up. And it was great. People thought the idea was fantastic. Now somebody else does it. The other one is farts in a jar. I've been wanting to jar farts since I was a kid. I'm actually a connoisseur of it. I'm probably the OG of jarring farts. So I've been doing it for probably 30-some years. And now it's a big thing. That's a business, a legitimate, you send somebody a fart in a jar.
Do they increase in if you jarred one?
If
30
you had
years ago?
if you had a Jim Morrison fart or something like that,
Oh, what could that?
like
go
a celebrity fart. Could you imagine that? Here's another idea. That's an idea. Celebrity farts in a jar.
for? Yeah.
Do they age like whiskey in a bottle too, to where
So-
after 30 years you open it and there's that much more rank?
I don't.
Probably.
No, they tend to be in the same state as which you put them in there. I've noticed, kind of like canning, essentially.
The strange thing is that you.
You've kept them around to know that.
Yeah. That one's an 84. I think I'll crack that one open.
I'm not going to lie. If you go in my basement, there may or may not be jars with years written on them, and that's what they are. They appear to be empty, but they're sealed, and they're probably Phil farts from anywhere between 2004 and now. Some of them I might have even written the meals that they are the ghost of.
Well, that's probably an important factor too.
You got to know, what gives you,
Right.
rating on the fire scales? Is this a 6? Is this a 5? Is this a
Right.
2? Is this a 7?
Well, the sad part is you can't sample it before you cap that thing up.
No. You gotta. It's got to be rapid.
you gotta be the guy that got one coming. You gotta have a person right there ready to go.
You literally have to lid it almost as soon as you possibly can.
So do you have one that's Taco Bell fat cook, Taco Bell skinny cook
I do.
to notice a difference?
I do. You always want fat people making your Taco Bell. Always.
Well, we've
because
established
they make
this.
it exactly like you'd want it. That's the
Right.
Taco Bell axiom, I believe, from episode 3.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's one of the tenets of this whole show. Episode 2, the Taco Bell axiom, and just other
whatever
goofy
we talked
shit.
about in episode 5, because that's our most popular
Episode 5 has
episode.
all these crazy ass downloads. No, I was on episode 5. I was going to say it's probably the episode I didn't do.
Honestly,
I
I
think
think-
it's one where you talked more.
I think
people
I did-
actually don't like Phil talking.
I think I wore boxers
Yeah.
during that episode, which is probably why it's more popular.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. We need to grow. We need this thing to grow. So please share it. I don't usually beg much, but I'm going to beg now. Like, please
Get on your knees and
please
beg.
Share with people. This
Well,
is the
I
gift
mean-
that keeps on giving. And if you don't like people, especially send it to them.
If
We've already
you email
established-
us, I will take a picture of Phil begging on his knees and post it on the Facebook.
Well, we've already established that you're not begging for sex anymore. So
No.
you have to beg for something.
That's a great
It's
point.
within your nature.
Because begs are like continuous. They're infinite.
Right.
It's
Well, you
gotta,
have to balance
so
the world.
begs cannot be created or destroyed. They just have to focus their energy on something else.
Right. So send us stuff so that Phil's got something to focus on.
God, I really need some shit. To
Otherwise, we're going to have like episode 2 and episode 18.
Other than my boss being a dick right now, I really don't have anything to focus on. It's kind of disheartening.
What'd you do to this guy to make him be such a dick to you?
Just typical Phil shit.
That
I can
explains
see
it.
Yeah, that seems pretty legit.
So he doesn't know. He didn't know Phil was the problem.
No, I think he does now. I think he sussed that out. He's like, holy shit.
This is just how this guy is.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, my coworkers have been anointed in the Phil, so they kind of know what to expect every single day. I mean, they might come in one day and I'm singing a show tune loudly at my desk, or some other day I have a hot plate at my desk making eggs for everybody. Like, you never fucking know with this guy.
Phil's just random.
Yeah.
Yeah, I overclock computers so that I can cook stuff on them.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so they
dig
just
that.
get real hot.
Yeah, that's a bold strategy. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it usually doesn't cook well and it burns up the computer, so there's absolutely no benefit to it. But
I thoroughly enjoy repurposing of shit for never anything close to the intended purpose of that item. Like, I love it. That's also the basis of art. Basically taking something useful and making it not so useful.
yeah,
That's what art is.
It
Yeah.
really is.
that's astute.
I think too much too.
Does anybody got a this week karate chop or karate
Yeah,
kick to
what's
the balls?
Yeah, the karate kick to the crotch this
That's
week.
what it is.
Did anybody have a karate kick to the crotch this week?
I had several at work, but it almost is too painful to talk about still.
Wow, it's too soon.
Phil had one
Yeah.
today.
Too soon. I had karate kick to, not being able to go to Ford Field. I'm deemed unessential today
Yeah.
by my internet broadcast company that I've worked for like over half a decade.
And
I'm
here I am
unessential.
2 years now. I get to go.
We talked about this. Actually, JB, we did talk about this pre-show. I would pull rank on you if it wasn't your hometown plane.
I would let you go.
Yeah. If
I
it
almost-
wasn't your hometown plane. But I don't want you to miss that opportunity. So didn't I say those exact words?
He did. He
I
did.
appreciate that,
Yeah.
Phil. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
They didn't stay.
Otherwise, I almost said to Eddie, I'd rather go with Phil than Eddie. Which I
Oh,
might
that's
say that to-
100%. No, that is a true.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a
that
true
is
statement. I'd
to
rather
back
go
up.
with Phil than Eddie, but since Eddie kind of runs it,
Well, that's debatable too.
yeah, it really is. I feel like you and me put in more work than he does some days.
We love Eddie, but Eddie's
And I'm
just
all
Eddie.
the behind the scenes stuff that never ever gets talked about or appreciated.
He mentions you almost every podcast.
I know he does.
but no one knows who he
Broadcast.
is.
Those are broadcasts.
Broadcast, not podcast.
That's actually
my
what
bad.
got me started in this journey. I wouldn't be doing this here today, though, if Eddie didn't give me a chance 6 years ago to do the Thumb Tailgater stuff.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
what made him decide to do that? I mean, that was not a great decision.
He said he just had a love for high school sports, and what he was doing at that radio station at the time wasn't what he wanted to do. So he started
No,
Thumb
but
Tailgaters.
for him to bring me on.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Here's how.
Yeah, how
Eddie,
the hell did you get
Here's how
brought
Eddie
on?
brought me on. Basically, I fed him a lot of shots and took him to a place where he could see some boobies, and that sold him on it.
Were they your boobies?
They were, but he didn't know that because the shots had kicked in.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, well, Phil's not.
I was
gonna spend
actually
that kind of money.
recommended by somebody else. Eddie was short a guy, and he texted a guy, and he goes, "Can you do it?" No, but I got this guy, and then I've been with Eddie since then.
I have no clue why Eddie brought me on, honestly, to this day. Nor do I have any clue why he decided to make me part of his morning show. of sports line for the radio station, or especially of the Saturday Night School of
He
Rock.
had me-
I have no clue.
Well,
He had me do a commercial today.
Yeah.
Like, I've never done one in my daily life. He texts me, he's like, can you come up to the station and do a commercial? I'm like, I've never done a commercial a day in my life.
Eddie's finally believing that I say that his voice is heard so much it's oversaturated. People
Yeah.
don't pay attention anymore.
Well, he's thought that for a long time, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of choices up there.
right.
And then now that he's got a couple buddies that are a little bit like, okay, yeah, I'll come do
Well,
it.
he was always handing me commercials. Can you record this, or can you record this part of the commercial?
Yeah.
When I was
So
doing
he
work
handed
up
me a
there.
commercial. He wanted. How should I take this? He handed me a commercial. First of all, kudos to the company for being this progressive here in the thumb, but a company had a gay character, and Eddie handed it to me and wanted me to do that. Well, how should I take that?
Well, I figured it was either a gay character or feminine hygiene product. Something
Well, it
like
was
that.
both, actually. Now that you
Really?
mention it, yeah. No, it wasn't a feminine. But he said, you should do this part. And I'm like, you think I got the chops for it? And he said, yeah. I said, well, what's my motivation here?
Well,
Help
was
me
he
out,
like?
you know, coach
Was
me
he
through
like?
it.
Yeah, or was he like? Oh yeah.
He said, basically, here's how Eddie motivated me to do the gay part. He said, just act like you normally do.
Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah, I said, thanks, director.
I really think, like, you don't notice it until down the line, but it's just be yourself type deal.
Absolutely.
Which is why Eddie needs other people to do commercials for him.
Yeah.
This is way too much Eddie talk.
Yeah, why is he getting so much
I
like,
know.
praise right now? Like-
Because we do love Eddie.
We do. We give him a hard time, but we do love him.
He's a local celebrity and captain of our bowling team. As we got the Fitz over there. You good now? Yeah, pour more beer. More beer is always the answer.
It's the black lung papa.
That PBR will get right to you. Just rub some of that PBR in there.
Take the jalapenos.
I don't know what. The weird part is I don't think I've eaten jalapenos for a couple days, but that burp sure brought them up. That's
As will
getting
happen.
old. That's getting old. When you burp and you can taste things you haven't eaten for 3 days, but that's how you know you're old.
Yeah.
You are old.
I am old.
Why is it like you, Eddie, Adam are all relatively close to the same age, and then there's me? Like, it's just a dramatic drop off
Well,
by like almost 20 years.
You're the.
because you make bad decisions.
I believe the children are our future. Yeah, teach them well and let them lead the way.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
So I go see Eddie on lunch, right? He's talking to a fellow Thumb Sports Writer Association member.
Don't mention any names. 'Cause
Not
it's
going to mention
worth
any
it.
names. Yep.
Unless
I'm-
it wasn't Gallagher, was it?
Nope.
Okay, then fuck him.
But so one.
No,
to-
just kidding.
One
If you
to the,
listen, thank you.
one to the north of us, and I'm
Okay.
sure you guys know who it is. He
Yeah.
does a very good job with the paper and everything. And Eddie said he was going to take you and me and Ashley.
Do you think
No,
he
he's just
listens?
you and me down there.
Yeah.
You and me down there, and he was going to sell us on the side of the road so he could pay for the hotel room.
Oh.
Well, then you found out you were disclaimed, and he said, this person phrased, you'd be making all sorts of money with me. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Am I supposed to take that as a compliment? Or am I supposed to be pissed off like you could sell me, but as a compliment, I'm going to make you the most money?
I think Eddie is going to cue up the banjos and say, "Boy, you sure do got a pretty mouth with that one."
Yeah, what he failed to tell you was he was the buyer.
He's it, Mr. Big on this one. Fantastic.
Like at first I took it as a compliment, but then I was driving back to work and I'm like, is it a compliment?
Is it?
Like,
yeah,
Is it?
that's the way you take a lot of things that he says.
no, it wasn't Eddie that said it. It was the other person.
Well.
Eddie was just feeding into it though to keep
Yeah.
him going. Like Eddie's sitting there texting him, I'm reading these messages. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it now.
So my day was already ruined before it started, but definitely everything. I did. My credit score did go up, but other than that, everything else was just utter shit today. Hopefully, this podcast wasn't.
Yeah,
My-
but all that your credit score going up does for you is allow you to go further in debt.
My day was good until I got out of work and then I went to the dealership looking at buying a new pickup, and they couldn't get the pickup I wanted. So now I was kind of pissed off because they're trying to
Truck
sell me
month!
something. They're trying to sell me something I don't want. Like if I'm going to spend,
Is it
you
still?
know,
Is it still truck month?
I haven't said it.
It's still truck month.
Actually, truck month is just about to begin again because I read it's like February, but doesn't it seem like it's just a year?
It does. But still, like, if I'm going to invest like $30,000 to $45,000 in something, I want to get what I want. And they're trying
Well,
to sell
yeah.
me something I don't want. I'm like, no, I want this. Either you find me this, or I'm not purchasing it.
Go fuck yourself.
Was it like a Mary Kay truck trade-in,
Pink.
like all pink?
No,
Yeah.
no, it didn't have like. So when you buy a vehicle, like I went from a 2004 Grand Am to a 2015 Chevrolet, and now I got heated seats, remote start like that. Now they're trying to sell me something that doesn't have them. Like, no, I'm not taking a step back. Like I have heated seats. I would like to remain with heated seats. Like if anything, you're supposed to try to upsell me.
He
Yeah.
likes making gravy. I hate heated seats, man. It makes everything sweat in uncomfortable spots.
I love
I love
air
my heated
conditioned
seats.
But I'm always warm.
I'm intrigued by that.
Air conditioned
Oh.
seats, I will take in a heartbeat. I'm always warm though. I'm always
cold.
fucking warm.
But I'm also a
Like
stick
I
figure.
wear. You guys have noticed outside. I wear a sweatshirt year round. I never wear a coat. I mean, if I'm going to be outside at games for a long period
Right.
of time, I'll wear a coat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
Yeah,
I'm also a stick figure. You're built like a brick wall.
kind of fat.
brick wall is a nice way to say it.
That
though.
was probably the most. That's the nicest thing anybody said about my physique in a long time.
You're sturdy, Phil.
Yeah, I'm very sturdy.
You're sturdy.
You got a nice base.
Yeah, you can get a nice
Lot,
little
lot to build on there.
size 14 shoes, and then it just goes up from there.
In certain spots.
Yeah, not
Other-
the, not
other
the ones,
spots
not
at
the
the
ones
windows.
that I would want to.
It's like I say, what do all guys with big feet have in common? They wear
Big-
big shoes.
Oh, big socks.
Yeah.
They're usually
stretched
stinky
out
too.
Yeah.
They usually smell after a
My
while.
feet actually do very well in that department.
Yeah,
Shockingly.
well, I think smaller feet, because if you think about it, a smaller
There's
foot
more
gives you-
area, yeah.
There's more area in a big foot to, like,
Breathe.
yeah,
I can
breathe.
see this logic. Yeah.
Yeah. And
The only time my feet suffer is when I ice fish and I wear my muck boots because they're all they don't breathe.
My work
Right.
boots are bad, and then when I was in school, my gym shoes / basketball shoes or football were always worse. But the everyday shoes that you wore for 9 hours a day smelled fine. But you wore basketball shoes for 2 hours at practice, and you took them off, and they were just rank.
In seventh grade, somebody pissed me off. You know what they did? They stole my Cecil Fielder T-shirt out of my locker in gym
Oh, I would have
class.
murdered somebody for that.
Seventh grade, Cecil Fielder T-shirt.
Not a Prince
Gone.
Fielder, a Cecil
no,
Fielder.
Cecil Fielder T-shirt.
The original
Out of my
Fielder on the
locker,
Tigers.
Yeah.
Out of my locker in gym class, stole my Cecil Fielder T-shirt. If you have my Cecil Fielder T-shirt out there, I want that motherfucker back.
My friend's a dick, and here's why.
I don't know who it is.
It was probably your friend.
Probably.
yeah, you probably did something to piss them off. They'll probably email us at pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com and tell us, I stole that Cecil Fielder shirt because Phil's a dick, and here's why he's a dick.
That was just after he'd hit 51 and 91, so it was a big deal. Cecil Fielder, 51 and 91. First time anybody had hit 50 home runs in like 30-some years in Major League Baseball.
Just an update, we do not have an email yet to pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com.
Are we lying to our... I got called a liar by
Well,
my boss.
we're not live, so they don't know that it exists yet,
Oh.
but they will. But we do have one from Google saying,
Well, let's
Welcome to
crank
Google.
up the DeLorean to 88 miles per hour and let's make this happen.
"Dear Pineapple, finish your setup on your new Google account."
Oh, Pineapple. We're known as Pineapple now.
Yep,
It should have been pineapple nipple. That would have been great.
it is Pineapple Nipple.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
meant
the
like
name.
if they would have emailed us pineapple, dear pineapple nipple.
Yeah, that's the way they should address us.
They should. It should be pineapple
I think
nipples. Like, if you have pineapples for nipples, let me know how you figured it out because I'm intrigued.
Every nipple should taste like pineapple.
Yeah. Well, I feel a little left out because my initial is not part of our official name, but Pineapple Nipple sounded a lot better than Pineapple Arsehole.
That just sounds like a terrible, depraved sex act, like in
Yeah.
like in the movie, the South Park movie,
Yeah.
when Satan's shoving. No, that's not South Park movie, is it?
Yeah.
Where he's shoving pineapples up Hitler's ass.
Oh, no, that's Little Nicky.
That's Little Nicky. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get them confused. See, even I falter once in a while.
You
yeah,
falter
just
more than
very,
once in a while.
Yeah, rarely. Very rarely.
Yeah, I'm not slipping or anything.
Nope.
The mine's not going yet.
Should we wrap this thing up?
We probably should. It's about that time. I know everybody's sitting there going, boy, don't stop.
Please,
Don't
no.
stop."
Yeah, nobody's ever said that to me, so.
No. Well,
Please don't
usually,
stop, yeah.
usually it's finished by then.
Usually it's, are you done yet?
Or
Are you
it's
done yet?
thank God.
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
done yet? Or, ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, retching
I get
noises.
the ugh, a lot. Yeah. What? Anyway, he's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. Jonathan Bisher joined us again, affectionately known as JB. You're listening to the P&A Podcast Express.
Please phrase that I am known as JB because Princess Warrior says no one calls me that.
Yeah, I call him nothing but JB. You're
Yeah.
in my phone as JB with an exclamation
Like
point.
it started like way back in like second or third grade, and it kind of got like really strong through there for a second. Then it kind of tapered off and went to Johnny, and now it's starting to come back. But she's like, no one calls you that. I'm like, people call me that all
But
the
when
time.
you
You
play-
just don't see them.
You need to take a score sheet tonight from bowling with JB written on it and be like, boom, proof.
Boom!
I showed her the score sheet that you guys write down JB on it, but she's like, nope, that doesn't count.
Now, when you play softball, we call you Johnny Noodle Arm, though.
Are you sure about that? Because I got, yeah, probably.
That's your nickname, is Johnny Noodle Arm when you play. That's what they told me when I announced the championship.
Who told you that, though?
I think it was the McConaughey's.
Well, that's why. You can't believe anything that comes out of their mouth. They're
That's
part
true.
Wishlager. That's why you can't believe anything that comes out of my mouth.
Oh boy, everybody outside of the thumb is really
Some
confused.
thumb humor.
Anybody in the thumb is like, oh yeah, that seems right. But anybody outside of the thumb is like, who the hell are they talking about? What just happened?
I was listening.
Hey,
I'll just let
we'll
it go.
save this for the quick trip.
Yep.
Save this thought because we got to get out of here for this episode. Thanks for listening. Adam Filkins, Phil Nickel, Jonathan Bisher, JB, PNA Podcast Express. Email us at pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com or PNA, that's Pineapple Nipple Arsehole, Podcast Express, PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com. Make good choices.